Let's bring in political editor Andrew Clennell, who I know would want to come in and talk about this morning. Look, on ABC Radio this morning, David Littleproud, leader of the Nationals, said, and I quote, "You'll never know that in the National Party room. It's sacrosanct, and I'll respect the privacy of that room," when he was asked if it was a unanimous decision to split in the coalition. But before, I interviewed the deputy leader of the Nationals, Kevin Hogan, and he said, no, it wasn't unanimous. So,
Truth's a great thing, isn't it? I reckon I might get into trouble for saying this, but I reckon if there's someone who would have disagreed with it probably would have been Michael McCormack, the former leader, who worked quite cooperatively with the Liberals. So I can't see Barnaby or Matt Canavan or any of these characters going anything other than, oh, we should just split with them if they're going to demand things off us. But you'll remember Matt Canavan challenged David Littleproud, so I suspect he's spooked by that. And Bridget McKenzie seems very much a force behind what they've done as well. And I think they've sold David Littleproud into trouble, quite frankly. And
the question is, can a coalition agreement happen now with David Littleproud as leader?
Or with Susan Lee as leader, conversely. So that's already both their leaderships are weakened.
And the other question is, would have this happened under Angus Taylor as leader?
I think it would have. Yeah, so some people will be asking that. The reason I think it might have, I'll say might have instead of would have, is there's such bitterness, especially with the likes of Bridget McKenzie over the defection of Jacinta Price. And remember, Jacinta was going to be Angus's deputy. So there would have been that bad blood to start with. On the other hand, Angus might have committed to nuclear energy straight away, if not the other things. So could that have made a difference? That's the real question. But my information is the Nats were going to push for dumping the net zero target, regardless of any nuclear policy, and that would have been a pretty hard thing for any Liberal leader to agree with.
Is there a silver lining at all for the Liberals, though? Because now that they can try and win back the cities by having a more pro-climate agenda without the Nationals?
No, I don't think there's a silver lining, Kenny. I think this is one of the worst days for Conservative politics I've ever seen or covered. I don't think so, because the numbers dictate you cannot win government without the Nationals. So, you may as well be One Nation or the Greens then. You're completely irrelevant unless they can get back together.
What does this mean for Anthony Albanese?
Well, it means he's killed everyone, doesn't it? He's killed Peter Dutton. He's killed, this is metaphorically speaking, viewers, I have to say that. He's killed Adam Batt. He's killed the coalition. He's vanquished everyone. Can't remember a Prime Minister this powerful in recent memory. Maybe, Tony Abbott and Kevin Rudd in their first year of power.
And the Australian is saying that a coalition agreement is not going to happen in this term.
Yeah,
do you reckon that's
a big call? I don't agree with that. Certainly there's an expectation from the Liberals and Nationals there will be a coalition agreement down the track, but how can you guarantee that? Pretty hard to unscramble an omelette, isn't it? So, once Susan Lee doles out the shadow ministries, who in the Liberal Party is putting their hands up to give them up? So, reality's going to hit when David Littleproud and his colleagues are way back on that backbench in the first question time, and the Liberals are all over that front bench. And even though David Littleproud says my party room it was their decision, are they going to own the decision down the track, or are they going to blame him?
Exactly. Andrew Clennell, appreciate your thoughts this morning. Thanks so much. It's a developing situation, that's for sure.